Alright guys, so welcome to part 4, part 5. I'm not sure what this is. I'm actually filming 4. I'm actually filming this part and the previous part, the electrical part, at the same time. So I'm taking a break from the electrical wires because there's so much to do and I wanted to get the interior done. So that's why I'm filming this. But you're going to see that clip first and then you're going to see this clip. This whole video is going to be about detailing the interior. I actually bought a new airbag. Let me show you guys. The interior is kind of musky. I'm actually going to order the window once I finish detailing it. Look, see, bought a whole steering wheel column. I didn't want the whole thing, but the lady wasn't going to sell me just the airbag. So for $130 I paid for the whole thing. It's not bad. I could sell the steering wheel and the components afterwards and make some of my money back. But let me show you guys what I'm working with. All right, so this is kind of like what I'm working with. No power, so I had to use a jumper cable system to kind of move the seats forward. Right now I'm gonna go ahead and remove the seats and just vacuum the crap out of everything and then start washing it, detailing it. I just bought a new vacuum cleaner right there, so I'm just gonna set up a time lapse and you guys go watch me clean. Alright, so I didn't really film much because everybody came home and playing frisbee. But I got the door pretty much detailed. I got a couple of scratches. I don't know if the camera can pick. Yeah, there you go. I gotta sand out, but I'll deal with that later. I cleaned that piece pretty well. I vacuumed the seats slightly, nothing crazy. I went ahead and started cleaning out all this. So I'm just doing kind of the process I'm doing is I'm spraying simple green first, letting all the heavy stuff break up and clean up. Then I'm using one of these brushes to kind of like agitate the heavy stuff. One sec, I'm filming. And then I'm using Armor All multi-purpose cleaner, and then I'm using kind of these like plastic shine and Armor All just to get everything looking good. Let me go get this fool's frisbee, because I threw her frisbee across the street by accident. So now that I'm back in the car, so two things I realized is, I don't know why I remember on my Camaro, but I think I painted mine. I took them out, but GM used this cheap chrome imitation thing on everything, and you can see it's peeling off. That's not a big deal, because honestly what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna scrape it off and either paint it or wrap it. So we'll figure that out later. That's not a big deal right now. But what I've been doing is just kind of like cleaning the crud off majority of the stuff, because there's a lot of crap from the previous owner, whoever didn't take care of it that well. So I'm just going like piece by piece. I do gotta get a vacuum in, like a carpet cleaner, like just to suck up all this crap. And we're gonna start the back next. Just work my way around to the front eventually. But yeah, it's actually cleaning up pretty nicely. You can see the leather shined up real nice. The plastic, I gotta go over with a sealer on it. That's not a big deal. Okay guys, so off camera I removed the driver's seat. Just right now, honestly, all I'm doing is kind of wiping down the grime, and I'm not deep detailing, because I did order a whole kit from Adam's Polish on like leather revival and all that stuff. But right now I'm just kind of like getting the dirt and the grime and all that stuff from the car being, sitting for a long time out. So that's kind of like the purpose of this video, is to kind of like clean it up. I'm actually gonna go ahead and remove this airbag and maybe the steering wheel. I'm not sure yet. I'm gonna clean the crap out of it though, so we'll see. But in this video, this is gonna be coming out, so stay tuned if that's something you guys want to see. But yeah, just mainly cleaning. I'm gonna set up a time lapse and you guys are gonna watch me and go through all this stuff and clean it. Like, let me show you guys the difference between one side I did and one side I didn't do yet. Okay, so you could, like, from this angle you could see how I did that side, and this side's still covered in grime. I don't know if there were smokers or not. Right there's a little cleaner. This side's still dirty, but it's not bad. It's coming out nice. I do gotta vacuum and wash the carpets, but for now I'm just gonna be removing trim that it's easy. Like, all this is gonna be coming out. This might be coming out, I'm not sure yet. The back seats I'm gonna pop out and clean in behind them. The plastic trim I'm gonna clean. So it's all that stuff just gonna get a really nice deep cleaning. I'm not gonna go ahead and remove nothing besides these, because the airbags, the seat belts are blown, so I gotta remove those to get them rebuilt. But yeah, you can see all the crap right there. So that's gonna be the purpose of today's video. Okay guys, so I was fighting this for a little bit because I did forget how to remove them at first, I'm not gonna lie. But one, I'm gonna teach you guys how to remove it, and two, I found a surprise. So let me flip the camera around. Okay, so to remove the seats, you just, if you saw in the time lapse, you just kind of punch the seat from the bottom up to remove those clips. And then there's little loops, so you could put your hand behind there and kind of like bend. See that bar right there? You bend it back and it slides out. But look what I found. I'm gonna go get my gloves on because I don't know if it's dirty or not. So let me go get some gloves and find out if this is gold or if this is some phoniness. Alright, so here it is. It does say stainless steel on it and it's hard to break, so it's not gold. Bummer. I thought I hit the jackpot with this one, but I guess not. So right now I'm just gonna go ahead and put the rear seat away. Get it. There's the rear seat. I'll detail these later. Okay, so for the rear seats, once you pull them down, and this corner there's a little anchor. So all you gotta do is pull this little pin back. And kind of it's kind of hard to do with one hand. Let's see if I can get a good angle. Pull the pin up and you lift. All right, so now that I got them out, you can kind of see the little contraption it has right here. It's a lever system with a safety clip, and that safety clip prevents it because it's not a round thing. You can see it's like it has an edge, so the safety clip twists with it. So you gotta make sure when you twist the seat, the safety clip stays open. You pull the metal pin out and they just pop out. That's it. That's how you remove the back seats. Okay, so here's kind of the interior fully gutted out. I started wiping it down. Obviously it's not fully gutted out because the walls are still intact, but that's for a later part. I'm running out of storage in the garage, so I don't want to take everything out. But for the seatbelt bar, the reason I removed it is because I might do a rear seat delete kit, but I did want to clean up around all these bolt connectors because it's just disgusting. So to remove that assembly, it's those I believe were 13 or 14 millimeter bolts, 2 on each side, and that's an 18 millimeter nut in the center holding the whole thing down. So those 5 bolts, and I mean those 4 bolts and 1 nut hold that whole seatbelt assembly together. Now the next step is the airbag. So for the airbag, I don't know how well you can see, but you see those 2 slots right there? So you pretty much get some small screwdrivers. You have to do it at the same time. That's the annoying part. So I can't. Actually, let me go set up the tripod and I'll be right back. Okay, so like I was saying, you take your small screwdrivers. Maybe a tight fit. Let's see if these might be too big. Finally. Alright, so let me show you guys what I was dealing with. Hopefully I didn't do too much damage to the gauge cluster. So if you could see in here, position better. So you see these things? You see how they move in? So that's why when you're removing the airbag, you're putting the screwdriver through the back of the steering wheel, and you just gotta pry these, like you gotta squeeze these together, because the airbag is held up by that right there. So, see these little pins right here? Just gotta pop that off, and that's it. So now, let me flip the camera. Okay, so now that this is out, it's pretty straightforward. You just kind of like, let's see if I get it better. Kind of hard on this one-handed. Just get my screwdriver. Just gotta be gentle because you don't want to break these clips. What the heck? Oh, they melted. I forgot about that. Oh, thank God. Okay, so when the airbag blows off, I think these get destroyed in the process. I forgot if these destroy the airbag or vice versa. But I am so lucky that I actually went ahead and bought another steering wheel that came with all this. So now inside there should be a wiring harness that comes out by just one little clip right there. So with an impact gun, it should be easier. I remember doing this by hand, and my old Camaro was hard, so it's... out. And remember, okay, it's marked. So inside here, where the steering wheel, it's like kind of like a drive shaft where it has all those little gears and spikes on it. You want to make sure when you put your steering wheel, you're putting it where it's already, this one's already marked, but just in case your car is not marked, because all cars are pretty much going to be the same way to remove a steering wheel, make sure you mark that point, because you don't want to put your steering wheel thinking you're top dead center, but you're not, you're upside down. So that's how you want to mark it, and then it should just come right out. So I may have gotten very lucky because okay, so to remove the clock spring, because this clock spring is toast because it fired and it melted the wire. So I have a spare one. Lucky me that I bought a spare steering wheel hub because I was just trying to buy the airbag, completely forgetting about this step. So what I'm gonna go ahead so I gotta go ahead and I don't want to mess with that. I'm just gonna go ahead and cut the airbag. All right, so to remove this assembly, sorry for the glare. To remove this, you have to remove these two portions of the steering wheel housing or whatever. So those two, let me see if I could set up the camera in a way where you guys could see. Those two are just a bunch of 7mm bolts that hopefully this works. There we go.
You're filming inside, or is it time lapse?
No, I'm filming inside. You can come in though.
Is it time lapse?
No, regular.
Okay.
Because I'm teaching people how to take apart their inside the car.
Can I hop in?
Go on the inside.
Is it clean?
Yeah, vacuum there, wiped everything down.
So I can go on barefoot?
Sure, just make sure there's no glass because this car wasn't involved in an accident and the windows broke. But I vacuumed as much as I could.
Oh, it's actually kind of clean. Imagine you installed the dog bed here.
No.
For BB, so he can ride with you.
There we go.
I hope you know I still don't have your steering wheel. I only have the interior part I designed out of Duplo.
No, I know the steering wheel somewhere. Okay, guys. So
Somewhere in the abyss.
one second, man. So this is the clock spring. This is what exploded on the steering wheel. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace it. You can see it's 1, 2, 3, 4 Phillips screwdrivers, screws. There we go. So I'm gonna go take this one off and put the next one on. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I had Camille help me with filming because I can't get to this and film at the same time. So in here, there's a little red tab that you just kind of pry away. That doesn't want to come out. I don't know why it doesn't want to come out. There you go. So once it's out, you push down on the yellow and it should, I don't know why it's not coming out that easily. Oh, you stuck on me. Oh, I know why. There's an extra wiring harness right there. So that's one. That's two. And how do you remove you? You are an interesting booger, aren't you? Okay, so for this one, I had to look it up, I'm not gonna lie. You just kind of like go underneath there and just kind of like, you pull and there, oops. There you go. You can see this little tab right here that was just holding it closed. So for the clock spring, you have 1, 2, 3 clips holding it in, and then it's free. So this is what's gonna control your airbags. Okay, so here's another steering wheel that I bought, and I didn't really need until now. So again, same process. It's a T50 bolt. On this side, we don't care what's center or not because this whole column is gonna go into the garbage after I strip it apart, honestly. Alright, let's see and there's a bunch of clips. You could get that in. Thank you. There's a bunch of clips here that are for the airbag controls. Not airbag, but the steering wheel control, sorry. So you just want to unclip those from the actual column. So look. So once this main harness is gonna unclip everything. So once that's disconnected, you can go ahead and slowly wiggle it out. And the clock spring one is gonna come out. There's the steering wheel. This clock spring sounds good. And again, same process. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. Take it out. One. Oh, it's magnetic. 2. So it's actually good now that I have this, because I'm gonna just strip it and keep it for parts. 3. And 4. So now that that's done, again, you gotta be a little gentle. Okay, it looks like that person took out the wires for me. And, oh, that's a bummer. It looks like they broke this. Let me see. Okay, so the prongs are bent, but I'm hoping it's still good, because if not, I wonder what this is. I wonder if I could swap these 2 pieces out and keep the clock spring itself. What do you think, Camille? You think that's gonna work? Let me get my crazy seat. Okay,
Don't fall backwards.
I won't. So look, do you think this is gonna work? Yeah, look at that. Okay, so if you just push down on these clips, yeah, look at that. If you push down on these clips, this piece comes out. So that's the clock spring.
Usable or non-usable?
I'm gonna keep both just in case. But I think this lady just saved me a bunch of money, because I asked her. She originally wanted $200 for the steering wheel, the airbag, and everything. And I told her, nah, I don't want the steering wheel. I just want the airbag. And she was like, I'm not gonna separate it. So I told her, oh, ow, I cut my finger again. The same finger, keep cutting. Oh, yeah. So I told her, I'm like, I don't want the whole thing. I just want, it was like this, right? Yeah. I was like, I just want was it face down like this? Yeah. I was like, I just want the airbag. And she's like, no, I'm not gonna take it off for you, this and that. So she sold me the whole thing for $130. And there you go. Just like that, this should be a perfectly working clock spring. I'm gonna keep these just in case, but let's go put this back in. Come on, Camille, follow me. But again, this is that safety mechanism I was talking about. You kind of just pop it out. And this is the old clip that she left in here. I don't need no more. Okay, so now that you're in and secured, Camille. Okay, so if I remember correctly, the clock spring went in like this. So step 1 is I'm gonna go ahead and put the bottom piece in. That clipped in. Find the top here. You put in the first. Let's see. Ow. Okay, the black one went in, and the yellow one went in, and now you put the little safety mechanism in. And there you go, everything clipped in. Now, for the piece de resistance, you go ahead and you screw it back in. You good, Camille?
Mm-hmm.
Just cross the bolts, because you don't want to put in one side and then screw it down and then it forces the other side and it cracks it. So just cross bolt them, or whatever this technique is called. And just like that, I got a new clock spring installed that I accidentally bought. Get it, come here. Oh, so now, again, so you kind of repeat the process of taking this apart. It just, everything kind of like clips in together. Okay, so everything's clipped in, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so now same process. Just put the 4 bolts that you took out, oops, back in. Again, put them by hand because these are trim bolts. So see, it's not gonna line up perfectly the first time. You just gotta maybe start from the bottom. Oh man. Oh yeah, I got it. There we go. You gotta line it up. Okay, bolt number 1. Is this a bolt or a screw to me?
Does it look like?
It looks like it has, oops, like looks like a screw, but it's also a bolt.
Then it's a bolt. It's both. You look like an old man.
Me?
Yeah, in the shot you look like an old man.
Why do you say that?
I don't know, you should do. Also, didn't you shave your head?
Yeah.
And you're gonna shave it down the middle if you don't get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of next month.
Yeah, guys, so you hear that? I need 1,000 subscribers.
By the end of next month.
Almost crushed you.
No, you didn't. That was my leg.
I don't want to look like an old man, so please, guys, give me subscribers.
And if Alex does reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the month.
She owes me a week of coffee.
Mm-hmm. Don't subscribe!
I'm gonna make sure I get some of that Nespresso coffee.
Don't subscribe, please. I want Alex to look like an old man.
And I want a week's worth of supplies of coffee. So please subscribe.
If you're an old man filming and making your videos, do not subscribe.
Alright guys, so if you enjoyed this tutorial on how to remove your interior pretty much, leave a thumbs up and please subscribe, because
No, don't.
I'm already as bald as I could get and I don't want to get any balder. But in the rest of the videos, the new steering wheels should be coming in and I might be putting the rest of the car back together. But we'll stay tuned for that for later. Peace out.
Don't subscribe.